I made a little mistake in the previous SCP. I said communism will win road 2525. That's not true. TL333's road 2525. I will make sure in the edit to. This is the second time in a stream. Also twice, like right after each other, where I made a mistake. Before I mixed up the the titles, and now I mixed up the authors. Sorry about that. I'm not sure how that happened. Maybe I thought I was like one. I definitely thought I was one SCP ahead than I actually was. But yes. Hold on a minute. Oh yeah. No, we're good. But yes, Communism Will Win wrote this one, not the previous one. Yeah. And TL333's wrote the previous one and not this one. Communism wrote Autophantotrophic. Okay. Here we go. Anomaly class Euclid, special containment procedures. Reports of persons experiencing symptoms consistent with SCP-2526, exposure, telekinetic phenomena, and unexpectedly distorted or altered photos are to be investigated. Standard information suppression protocols apply to these reports and any associated evidence of SCP-2526. Should SCP-2526 be located anywhere outside of containment, it is to be sterilized under the pretext of mold removal. A hospital building with severe SCP-2526 investigation has been acquired by the Foundation in order to carry out study of the anomaly. It, along with 2 neighboring buildings to house personnel and research facilities for other anomalous objects, has been designated Site-44. Due to the omnipresence of SCP-2526, it is in its containment building. Personnel are not permitted to enter it without protective gear and may not remain idle while in the building. And here the picture says SCP-2526 sample under natural lighting. And here we have update. Personnel who have participated in Class 13 research projects are not permitted to research for or interact with SCP-2526. Update. Celebration of Day of the Dead or any similar holidays is hereby prohibited at Site-44. Shame. Update. Day of the Dead is so cool. I like that a lot. SCP-2526 HMCL supervisor may not visit Site-44 or any sites of SCP-2526 infection. Description: SCP-2526 is a species of Archaea that is not closely related to any other extant species. Its appearance and tendency to grow on walls often lead to being mistaken for Stachybotrys cartarum. Common name Black Mold S. cartarum is a mold commonly known to grow on cellulose-rich building materials such as wallpaper and gypsum. While unremarkable to the naked eye, photographic images of living SCP-2526 specimens experience substantial distortion and or discoloration. SCP-2526 can be removed using a variety of common cleaning agents as outlined in Document C. While SCP-2526 nutritional requirements and byproducts are consistent with an autotrophic metabolism, it lacks the genetic materials or symbiotic properties necessary to undergo photosynthesis or any other known form of autotrophy. SCP-2526 source of energy is unknown. SCP-2526 is only capable of growing and surviving on surfaces near areas that were the location of many deaths. Typically, this is limited to hospitals, areas affected by devastating natural disasters, and combat zones. Very large slaughterhouses are also susceptible. However, the apparent requirements for animals' death greatly exceeds that for human death. Gotcha. You're walking into a hospital and just seeing black mold in it. Ugh. Individuals in the vicinity of SCP-2526 will report a variety of symptoms, most commonly chills, reduced fine motor skills, feelings of dread, and auditory hallucinations of white noise. The severity of these symptoms is typically proportional to the quantity of SCP-2526 and the individual's distance from it. Exposure to SCP-2526 has now known long-term effects. Should SCP-2526 be allowed to grow in one area for more than 8 days, telekinetic phenomena will begin to occur around its location. Oh, does it start like levitating stuff? This does not appear to be affected significantly by the extent of SCP-2526 growths. Small items may be spontaneously launched towards SCP-2526 at 2 to 5 meters per second. If SCP-2526 is growing on a loose object such as a table or petri dish, that object will typically be launched at similar speed as its environment. Individuals who remain in SCP-2526 presence without observing it may be lifted 2 to 3 meters into the air for several seconds before being released. SCP-2526 colonies spread at a rate of 15% per day under ideal conditions and are capable of beginning growth within a day of events that result in extensive loss of life. Due to the archaea high rate of production of spores and their ability to be spread by wind, spores of SCP-2526 are believed to be widespread but capable of growing in very few places. Oh boy. And here we have a picture that says SCP-2526 infestation on the natural light thing. Yeah, so it's supposed to how it's like changing the looks of the room as well. Oof. Addendum. On 2012, 4th, 9th, Dr. Vetnays, a researcher assigned to SCP-2526, began to report symptoms of SCP-2526 exposure while at his personal residence. An investigation located a colony of SCP-2526 growing in Dr. Vetnays' floorboards. It is currently believed that spores from SCP-2526 adhere to Dr. Vetnays' clothes or skin and were deposited in his house. Yeah, that shit will spread easily and fast. There's no evidence of any human or significant animal death or ever occurring at Dr. Vetnays' house. It has thus been speculated that his previous assignment to the doctor is responsible for this susceptibility. While this has not been shown conclusively, personnel selection requirements for SCP-2526 have been updated in an attempt to prevent further incidents. Addendum. On 2012 11th 2nd, all decorations set up for Site-44's Day of the Dead celebration spontaneously combusted. Senior researcher Dawson, SCP-2526 HMCL supervisor at the time, developed laceration roughly 2 centimeters deep on her abdomen. Concurrently with this event, the laceration formed a stylized depiction of the burning of a building resembling SCP-2526 containment. In light of this incident, containment procedures for SCP-2526 has been updated. Addendum. On 3 separate occasions, SCP-2526 HMCL supervisor has spontaneously ordered the incineration of SCP-2526 containment building at Site-44. In each case, the orders were withdrawn within 8 hours, with the HMCL supervisor claiming no memory of ensuing them. All HMCL duties are now handled remotely, which appears to have prevented any reoccurrence of the phenomenon. On the 3rd occasion, HMCL Supervisor Steele was briefly in view of security cameras while issuing decommissioning orders. Personnel at the scene report no anomalies. However, cameras indicated the presence of 3 individuals accompanying Steele. Identification of these individuals is impossible due to the heavy visual distortion surrounding the images. Whew. It's already gross to think about how imagine mold grows in your house. It's already gross enough, but the fact that it also grows where apparently people have a bunch of people have died. Ugh. Ugh, Jesus. As a horror fan, I always say to myself I would never move into a house where a person died or a person was murdered in or anything like that. It's just the atmosphere immediately shifts for me when I hear that, right? When I hear about that, I'm just not sure if I want to live in that place. Now imagine that plus where the person has been murdered or where the person has died, you see mold growing all the time there. And after a while, the mold also starts to lift shit. Nah, thank you, I'm good. No thanks. I'm solid. I will not. Thank you very much.